Right, okay then. So I am going to build the Knight-Arcanum from Stormbringer issue 1. So what I can see actually is this looks like mostly a push fit model. However, I will be making sure that I glue things in order for them to bond correctly and stick together correctly. So it looks like a very simple kit, to be quite honest. I'm going to start off here. I'm going to start off with number 1 here, and I need number 2 shortly afterwards, which is the Valedictor's Stave, which apparently is both a channeling item for the magic powers and also a pretty horrible hand-to-hand weapon by the sound of it, that basically goes and smacks people down. So now, as always, I do like to make sure that I keep my parts nice and clean as I work. Just making sure that I clean this properly, because it looks like it's got nice little details as well along the edge of the stave, so I'm trying to be very careful not to accidentally so let me just very carefully clean that. Oh, I'm using a very sharp new knife now, so I'm having to be very careful as I work, because with it being my shiny and new blade, it will slip very easily, I think, and it will cut me very easily. Right, let's make sure this is nicely cleaned up. Yeah, now, one thing I don't like is the mould lines appear to be right on places where there's some details. Now, I don't like where they put the injection points sometimes. I'm sure there's a perfectly valid reason for the positioning of them, but from the perspective of someone who puts models together and enjoys doing it, I notice when a line is in a place that's not good for the quality look of the model when you're done with it. Does that look like that? Right, and then what we're looking at here is this is going, looks like it's popping into this pin here by the obvious guess. Let me just double check. Actually, it might be higher up, so right. Just doing always a dry fit, because if you get this wrong, it messes it all up, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, so what it's going to do is it's going to pop into there. Right. I'm going to glue it in that little pin now anyway then. and for those of you who've never done this kind of thing before or seen any of my videos, what I do is once I've glued something, I do this, and that just kind of puts air between those two joints and helps them bond better. So if this is your first time gluing a miniature, just be mindful that that's a good approach to take, okay? Right. Okay, now I need part number 3, which is the head. Now, I like having a good look at heads, so let's have a look at this head here. Yeah, so let's have a look at that head. Yeah, it's quite nice features to it. Nice, good, sharp eyes. That nice little ringlet around the head as well. Then I'm going to put the glue on that little pin there. Now, it's just pretty obvious to me that this is going here. So I'm slide it in there, yeah. So this is obviously all a push fit model, and you don't technically need to glue, but I do tend to like creating a strong bond. Okay, moving on from there, I need 5 and 6. So 5 and 6, which is for here. I've just realised as well, actually, there's an alternative head that you can use. No, I want her to be open helmed actually anyway, so I'm quite happy with the head I've chosen. But yeah, there's an alternative head by the look of it, right there at number 4. So just be mindful of that. If you want someone who's got their full face covered, that one's available there. I actually want the face because I have not painted a face in quite a while. Okay, number 5, leg. And then number 6, the front of the body. Yeah, I can quite write that now. And then just make sure I tidy this leg up. So I think this leg goes on first. It's one of those weird things. If I'm talking about my Night Lords or Horus Heresy, I usually have loads of like little bits of fluff that I can talk about, but I just don't know anything about this Age of Sigmar yet. I've not had a chance to read it. So hopefully I can start to improve my knowledge so I can sort of talk about what I think's going on. Okay, there we go, that leg. And then obviously if someone with more experience and knowledge comes along and says, no, you got that wrong, then okay, fine, I got it wrong. But at least I can talk about something. Okay, that leg right in there. And then just pop the front bit on so you can see now by the look of it, there's a pin there that should hold the center of the body together like that. I'm going to just put the glue on that as well. Now, here's the question, should I really be gluing that part there? Because you can see it's not really bonded together in a way that I would like. It's very loose. So what I'm going to do is, because I want a strong bond, just going to push in from this side, pop a bit of glue in. And what I'm doing there, you see, I'm not putting too much glue. I don't want to overdo it. You know, I don't need that much glue. I just need enough to hold those two halves together properly. And what I'll do down there where I've got a bit of like overspill, I'll just even that out a bit with my knife. There we go. I didn't want that kind of opening out constantly, so okay, right. And then on from there, I need 7 and 10. So 7 is an arm. 10 is a shoulder guard. Okay, right, then just get these again popped in. Again, there's a lot of pins for all of the places. You just need to kind of slide them in nice and easily. Again, I'm not just going to slide it in, I'm going to get the glue. And then get it slid onto that pin there. Oh, nice, I like the pose. And then this pin over here, the shoulder guard. So I don't think I'm ever going to quite like putting to, I don't know how I feel about push fit models in a lot of ways. It's kind of like, I don't dislike the way they look. I actually think, you know, they look quite nice at times, and they're a very fast thing to put together as well. I just think far too often they have too many easy big, you know, you can get too many gaps forming in them. That's what I don't like with them. Okay, and now 9 and 8, which is the kind of little add-on pieces. Hey, there's the book. that is going on my left onto this little popper here. I'm just going to make sure so the spine is going inwards. Just kind of give it a wiggle to get it pushed in properly. Okay, now if I were to have a complaint now, the way that pops on, it doesn't feel like it properly covers the gap. It doesn't feel like it fully does unless I've got it slightly offline. I get it to push in fully. And then this one is going in. And it's going over this side, I'm guessing. See how it goes in. So looks to me that we want the sword. Okay, so there we go. Getting that in there. Got to make sure that you really push it upwards and inwards so that it properly covers it up. Okay, finally, looks like we're going on to the last two bits, which there's the decorative base, which I like the look of straight away. It looks very nice in the way it looks. Now, I'm definitely not going to glue this bit because I want to be able to separate her from the base when I paint her. And then it looks as well like we can kind of pop this on here and glue this down. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this just to secure it downwards. And then what she does is she pops on here, like so. Now, I'm worried about how much I'm going to have to push her inwards here to get her to sit properly. I don't want to push her down too far because then I won't be able to get her back off again for painting. The problem I'm seeing right here. Well, I shall have to just kind of gently pop her on and then say, there we go. There is our Knight-Arcanum from Stormbringer all completed.